welcome grade 7 and 8. If you're watching this in the future, you'll say, oh man, this must have been filmed in 2020. Ha! 21, buddy. Still going on. Now you're in 2027 going, yeah, it's still going on. Shut up. I hope not. Yeah, so we haven't shot many math videos this year, but I guess I'm just going to have to do it looking like Bane from Batman. But oh well, you know. Boo, Batman. If anyone's seen those movies. So let's get on to our grade 7 lesson. We are going to talk about parallelograms and triangles, but specifically we're going to talk about the area of parallelograms and triangles. And if we click on our assignment, if you're in my class, you should have a copy of this normally in front of you, although I don't think you guys did today. But if you're watching this at home, you've got a copy of this ready to go. And we're going to look at area of parallelograms. And the first thing, they're going to talk to you about doing this on a grid. And when you were first studying area, you were like in grade 3, I think, and you were talking about doing arrays. And chances are what you did is, oops, not like that. You probably had a box like this, and your teacher drew something like this on the board. And then they went, okay, class, how many boxes are in the box? And then you'd put up your, can someone answer how many boxes real quick? Yes, Gwyneth. 12. Yeah, now 12, of course. Now, could someone make this into a multiplication sentence for me? Yes, Humperdinck. 3 times 4. Oh, I love it. 3 times 4. So what you're saying is I got 3 groups of 4 here. Quiet, please. We're shooting a video, grade 8s. Quiet, grade 8s. We're shooting a video. So as Humperdinck so eloquently pointed out, we've got a group of 4, a group of 4, and a group of 4, or 3 groups of 4 for a total of 12. Oh, we are such geniuses in this class. I am so proud of you. Now, let's go back. Let's get rid of that. And now let's think about a parallelogram. Now, a parallelogram is called a parallelogram because there are parallel lines. That single line means that's same, same. And then there's a double line here, same, same. Now, one question that often comes up with grade 7s, they look at it and they go, what's the difference between the 1 scritch and the 2 scritch or the 3 scritch lines? Well, let's get rid of those lines. I could have also done this. But where the same symbol happens twice, that means it's parallel to the other one, and that it's the same measurement like that. Now, first, before we go on, I want to talk about what parallel means. Oh, okay, here's a bunch of stuff from last week. Let's get rid of that. Okay, we can't get rid of that. Well, that's confusing. Oh, well, we'll just avoid it. What parallel means. Okay, let's zoom in, and I'm going to draw 2 lines. How many of you in the room right now are like, those look parallel? Anyone like, I don't think they're parallel. Huh. Now parallel, are they almost parallel maybe? Yeah. Almost like they're close? Okay, so they're close, like they're almost perfect. But if these were 2 skis, if I was on a ski hill, and I kept my skis like this, eventually my skis would cross over each other, wouldn't they? So if I were to zoom this way out and extend these lines, eventually they're going to cross. So they weren't quite parallel. Can someone come up with an example of parallel lines in the real world? Where would parallel lines be? Yes, Mr. Christofferson. Shelves have to be parallel. Okay, so like my shelves here with books, those would be parallel. So probably if they're 12 inches on one side, it should be 12 inches on the other, if the carpenter was good. Yeah, and I mean, there's human error. You might be out by a millimeter, right? I know my table saw is really janky, and sometimes I'm off by just a little bit because it's not quite precise. Yeah, those are parallel. What's another example of parallel lines in our universe? Yes, Henry. Train tracks. Yeah, train tracks darn well better be parallel, don't you think? Can you imagine if they weren't? Oh yeah, it'd be a mess. Like lives lost and stuff all over the place, right? Better be sure that those are parallel. So now that we know what parallel lines are, let's go back and we're going to zoom in on Mr. Happy Parallelogram. What is the area of this parallelogram? Well, let's measure that. And we're going to say that's 8 centimeters. And we're going to measure this. And we're going to say that is 6.5 centimeters. And then I'm going to go like this. Boop, 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 boop. And I'm going to put this little symbol. What does that little symbol mean? What is that? What does that symbol mean? Does anyone know what that little square symbol means? Yes, Humperdinck. It's a right angle. You are right. And a right angle is 90 degrees. And we're going to say that this is 5.7 centimeters. All right, on your show me board now, I would like you to write a math sentence and see, can you tell me what the area of this is? Now, I don't expect you to know. I'm going to see if any of you know. So you're going to use two of these numbers multiplied, there's your hint, to find the area of this parallelogram. So two of those three numbers are going to be used to find the area. Now, just like in grade 3 when you learned area of a rectangle. Yes, Humperdinck? Is this different than base times height? No. It is not different. Very good observation. Well done. No wonder you sold so many albums in the 70s. All right, so we've got some thinkers. I can see it. I see a hamster running in a wheel over there. I see gears turning over there. I see zeros and ones floating above someone's head over there. Does anyone have a math sentence for me? You don't have to solve it. Just give me the sentence. What times what? All right, I'm going to count from 3, and we're going to show our cards. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Show me your cards. Show me your show me. All right, okay. Good, good. Very interesting, very interesting. All right, now, I got a few cards that said this. And let's see, what would that equal? 8 times 6 is what? 42, and then 4 more, so I think that would be 46. Does that make sense? Okay. And I saw a card that said this. Let's see, 8 times 5 would be 40. 8 times 7 is what? 56, right? So I think I'm wrong. 56. Am I right? No, I'm right. Okay. And then there was also a card that said, although that one might have been in my mind, and then I'm not sure what the answer is, but I'm telling you right now, this one doesn't work. So it's either A or B, grade 7s. Which one do you think is correct? Which one do you think? Here, show me with your hand an A hand or a B hand. A hand or a B hand. Interesting. All right. So this is B. This is A, just if you're wondering what the heck I'm doing with my class. Actually, if you don't know what I'm doing with my class, then you're not in my class. Get lost, you creeper. I'm just here for the ads. There's no ads on my YouTube, okay? I don't make money doing this. That's right. I teach for the money, just like every teacher, because we all live in mansions. All right. Which one is it? It's B, ladies and gentlemen, because the formula for the area of a parallelogram is base times height. Over 2? Just base times height. Now, this is where you go, hold on. Is this the height or is this the height? Yes, Mr. Christofferson. The one on the left. The one on the left is height. Yes, exactly, exactly. Now imagine it. Okay, so let's put it this way. How high off the ground is my head? I could measure from the ground to my head, right? Okay. So now I'm leaning. Is my head closer to the ground now? Slightly. Yeah. Now my height didn't change, but the distance from my head to the ground did change. So don't confuse yourself, okay? Height is direct from the ground to the top, okay? Height is direct from the ground to the top. So 5.7 is the one. Okay, I'm going to draw another one, and I want you to get your show me boards ready. Here we go. Okay, this is 8 centimeters, 4 centimeters, 7 centimeters. We know area equals base times height. Please write area, oops, not over any. Please write A equals B times H. That's the first thing you write. Write it nice and big. A equals B times H. Then you're going to write A equals, and you're going to write your math sentence of how you would find the area of this parallelogram. So A equals B times H, and then replace the B and the H. Now, we know what the B is. The B is 4. But what is the H? Is it the 8 or the 7? That is the question. Okay, you're going to show me your boards in 3, in 2. In 1, lift your board. If it's empty, you show me an empty board. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, you're so smart. Thank you very much. So, is the base the 8 or the 7? Call it out. It's the 7. It's the 7. You got it. Okay, now, this is where I want to show you why is it the 7. So, we're going to go undo, undo, undo like a million times. And we're going to go right back to where we were at the beginning. Wow, this is really fun. You know, maybe I should have done a time sequence. If you're on YouTube, you might put it on like 2 times. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, we're getting so close. Oh, I have to do it for every dot. Look at that. How ridiculous. Oh, oh. Next time, do a time lapse. Jeez Louise, eh? All right. Let's take a look at this. If this is the formula for a parallelogram, what else is that a formula for? What is that the formula for? The area of what kind of shape? Yes, sir. A square, yes. Or a sphere. No, area of a sphere is totally different. And I don't think the area of a square and a sphere would be the same. What do you call that? A rectangle. Well, look, check it out. If I were to cut this off right here, and I were to move it over here, look what you would have. Do you see now why the area of a rectangle and the area of a parallelogram are the same formula? It takes up the same amount of space. All right, let's move on, because our next thing in our assignment, if you look through these examples, it's going to go through all these examples talking about cutting it off and moving it over here. And then it's going to talk about how base times height is your formula, and you can clearly see that in the textbook here. So if you're at all confused, you can look through here and compare it to our lesson.